Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nerdy Watchlist Podcast. This is episode 3 of the podcast. It's actually episodes 5 and 6 of this show. We are going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier today. And we are going to be finishing up this show today as well. So episode 5 starts off with John Walker pretty much running away because he brutally murdered a flag smasher. If you all didn't see the last episode, he murdered a flag smasher because his partner was killed. A lot of people were recording this as well, might I add, so a lot of people saw him murder this guy. And it was pretty brutal because the blood all over the shield was just rough. It was a rough scene to see because it was so bloody on the shield. John Walker really didn't want to give up his role as Captain America, so they had to fight Captain America. And during this fight, Sam pretty much gets his wings ripped off, and that sounds fun. I love watching Sam and Bucky fight together, by the way, because they are just a good team. They fight pretty well together. It's really sad seeing Sam's wings get ripped off because his suit's messed up, and this is all in the openings of the scene of the show of the episode today. John Walker ends up losing this fight, and then he gets pretty much everything taken away from him. The shield, Captain America role, his government position. He won't even get retirement benefits or anything, so pretty much everything he's done, he won't gain anything from, which is kind of rough, but he also kind of did it to himself during all of this. Then we get to meet Valentina, who is kind of like a leader. She's kind of sits behind lines, and she kind of creates a team, the Thunderbolts, which John Walker does become a part of. And she says that what John Walker did wasn't wrong, which kind of tells you what kind of person she is. This scene kind of really sets up her character for a few different movies, because I think she was in Black Widow. She was also in... I'm pretty sure she was in Black Panther 2 as well. Then Sam goes and talks to Isaiah. Isaiah says his wife died while he was locked away, and that there was multiple different serums that the group that they used on his group, and the government didn't even tell them what it was being injected in them, which is really rough, not knowing what's being injected in you. He ends up breaking his partners out of prison and saving their lives, which is why he got put in prison. And then a nurse wrote fake reports for him, pronouncing him dead so that he could kind of live his life, without the government trying to test on him and stuff. Pretty much faked his death. In the next scene, Sam goes and spends time with his family. I love seeing the scenes with Sam's family because it's rare that you get to see the Avengers with their family, so it's a nice scene. Kind of like whenever we saw Hawkeye's family for the first time in Age of Ultron. But Sam goes to help out and fix the boat. Bucky ends up helping fix the boat as well. And there's a part in the scene when Bucky uses his non-metal arm to fix something, and Sam questions it, like, why didn't you use the metal arm? And Bucky's like, I just don't think about it. I'm right-handed. In this scene, Bucky also hands Sam a box, tells him it's from the Wakandans. In this scene, you also see Bucky kind of flirt with Sam's sister. It's so funny because later in the show, Sam's like, don't flirt with my sister. In the next scene, John Walker goes and talks to Lamar's family about his death. And it's a sad scene. I really do feel bad for John Walker because he partially deserved what happened, but Lamar's death is sad, and it was also an accident, and which kind of everything went out of control after that. So yeah, it's a sad scene. Then you get a scene with Sarah and Sam, and they decide not to sell the boat because it is a part of their family. Then you also get some moments between Bucky and Sam, which are some nice moments. About about Bucky pretty much, doing the work and trying to get rid of his fear of the Winter Soldier. Slowly getting back to life, Then you get a scene where Sam is practicing with the shield, and he's really trying to get good in this Captain America role, and he's really stepping into it. And I love seeing him train because he really, I don't know, throughout this whole show and going forth, I have to remember he doesn't have super soldier serum. And you really get to just see him, step in and be Captain America, because that's what Steve would have wanted. That's what Bucky wants. And we already know that if they give up the shield, things will go badly because they will just assign someone the role, and that's not how that works. That's just not how that works. We then get to see the Flag Smashers get ready to fight the GRC, and it kind of sets up for the next episode. The next episode kind of starts there. You also see Sam open the crate, and he receives his new Captain America suit made of vibranium. Dang, I pretty much summarized this episode pretty quick. I guess with this episode, really, all that major that happens is Sam gets his suit, Walker gets his role of Captain America taken away, You get to see moments with Bucky and Sam, which are really nice. And you get to see moments with Sam and his family. Now on to episode 6 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This one's called One World, One People. This is the final episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This episode kind of sets up the future for Sam. A lot happens in this episode, and there's probably going to be a lot that we talk about. We went through the last episode pretty fast, so I guess I only kind of did the major things that happened in the last episode, but we're going to go more into stuff in this episode, because a lot actually happened. This this episode starts with the attack at the GRC, kind of where they prepared to fight the GRC in the last episode. It kind of starts off there and them actually doing stuff at the GRC. And in this scene, you see a lot of people, panicking because people are, in panic about the stuff going on. Carly's doing stuff there, and Sharon shows up during this scene as well. And Bucky's like, "You're not supposed to be here," because she's still technically in the watch, and apparently no one's looking at her, so she just stays through the rest of the episode. And this leads into a scene where Sam shows up and he flies through the window, and this is the first time you get to see him in this new suit. Technically his first appearance to the world as Captain America. So it's kind of a big moment. You get to see some pretty cool scenes during this episode of him using the shield and his suit. This is a good scene that shows Sam taking up the mantle, and how important it is to that he's showing the world that they have a new Captain America. I would also like to note that this suit looks so goddamn cool. And I love seeing Sam being Cap, because his wings and that shield is so, he's using them together, and I feel like he's a good guy to take up the mantle, and I hope that we see Bucky take up the mantle as well. I just hope that Bucky doesn't have to die for that to happen. But we get some pretty cool fight scenes in this suit. In the next scene, you see, this is still while, Captain America is fighting people. But you get to see, you see Bucky chase someone on a motorcycle, and then Sharon is sneaking around, and she actually gas bombs a guy in a van, and it's a really cool shot because you just see the explosion of the gas in the van. During this scene, someone is also preparing a helicopter, and Sam is fighting a guy during all of this, like I said. In this fight scene, you see Sam throw his shield, and it gets stopped mid-air by a chair. And that kind of shows that, hey, Sam doesn't have the super soldier serum, so he doesn't throw as strong as Steve Rogers would have. If Steve Rogers threw this chair, through the shield, the chair would have been obliterated. So yeah, it just shows that he does not have the super soldier serum. In the next scene, you see a helicopter take off, and then you see Sam throw his shield out the window, and he dives out with the wings, and he catches it, and it's such a cool shot. Seeing him use, I just love seeing him use the wings, and the shield at the same time. During this, a helicopter, not the helicopter in the chase, that the one that Sam's going after, but another helicopter gets knocked out of the sky because of the helicopter that's chasing them, and two guys get saved from this helicopter, and then Sam uses his shield and his wings, and he makes a big shield, which is cool because the wings are also vibranium, so it's pretty much like he has just a huge shield to prepare himself, and he stops a helicopter from landing on these two guys that were in the helicopter. It's a really cool scene. And then the next scene, you see Bucky finally catching up to them, and he kind of launches himself at a guy, at a flag smasher, and then they fight. And it's funny because he literally throws himself off the motorcycle. And then John Walker shows up to fight Carly Morgenthau using the custom shield that he made. Note that this shield is not made of vibranium, so it's not almost invincible like Captain America's shield. Sam has the real shield. And he throws his shield at Carly, and she kicks it, and it's pretty much useless. John Walker pretty much gets his butt kicked in this scene by a group of flag smashers, and Bucky has to step in and save him, fighting the flag smashers, including Carly. During all this, Sam is still trying to help the people on the helicopter that are hostages, pretty much. He ends up taking the pilot out. Well, he's talking to one of the people inside the helicopter who has flight experience, and he ends up taking the pilot out, and she has to grab the controls and fly the people to safety, which I thought was a really smart plan. And thank God there was someone who had flight experience on this helicopter, And then in the next scene, Walker pretty much has to choose whether he wants to help people or keep going after the flag smashers, and he pretty much tries to save the people, which is kind of like a big moment for him, trying to show people he's not bad, and he pretty much gets just knocked out by Carly. And then Sam comes and saves the people that were falling. You really get to see civilians in this scene look up at Sam being the new Captain America for the world. And they note that this is his first time being Captain America for the world, and these people are like, yeah, this is my Captain America, Then Bucky and Walker go looking out for Carly and the other flag smashers, and they split up. Sam ends up going by himself, and then Bucky and Walker go the other way to search for Carly. And then during this scene, you hear someone doing the flag smashers call, which is sounds like birds or something. It's actually Sharon tricking Carly, and then Sharon stops Carly, and then they point guns at each other. You find out during this scene that Sharon was the power broker the entire time. She took control of Madripoor after she was wronged, by the government not pardoning her originally, and during all this she had to do something. So yeah. So we actually kind of find out she's kind of a bad person, and she used the blip to her advantage. Sharon ends up getting shot, and she also shoots the guy who she hired to spy on Carly, because he tried to blackmail her and get 4 times the amount of money he was hired for. Sam ends up showing up and sees that Sharon is shot. He doesn't know that she's the power broker, by the way. You can see the fight you see a kind of fight between Cap and Carly, but he uses his shield and doesn't fight, so it's pretty much just her punching and punching and punching, but he won't fight her, He even does this cool thing where he stabs his wings into the ground, and it just, stops her, But then Sharon kind of shoots her, and this is pretty much another way to cover up that she's the power broker, might I add, because no one would know who she is because she shot the two people who did know that she was the power broker. Sam ends up having to carry Carly Morgenthau, Morgan, I don't even know how to say her last name, but carrying her outside to the medics. Reporters during this are, just bothering him with questions, trying to see what they should call him. Sam kind of doesn't answer any of them. And this, Sam kind of walks over to the GRC people and the senator, and he kind of has this whole speech thing in front of the world, in front of the TV, people are recording him, the news is recording him, reporters are there, the senator's there, the people of the GRC are there, and this is a really good speech, by the way, telling them to stop calling these people refugees, stop calling them terrorists and thugs, because some of these people are literally helpless, and some of them are people who are blipped and came back and had nowhere to go. Some people who are scared, some people who have no idea what to do. And during all this, you can kind of see Bucky slightly smile, and it's kind of a nice thing seeing Bucky smile, because you can see that he's proud of Sam for taking up the mantle of being Captain America. Also, I'd like to point out that it may not be sad that Carly Morgenthau, or whatever her last name is dead, but it was sad seeing her lifeless body in Sam's arms as he carried her out, and yeah, it was kind of just sad. But then you get to see the Flag Smashers. The rest of them are in the process of getting transported to prison, and then they get blown up by someone working for Zemo. He did it from prison. He was captured, and he still manages to get people to blow up stuff from prison. Yeah, it's kind of rough, but it's pretty cool for Zemo, I guess. He's managing to get work done while in prison. He's kind of like a mob boss, that gets in prison and still has stuff to do. And then in the next scene, you get to see Val talking to John Walker, and you get to see his first appearance of becoming U.S. agent. Val made him U.S. agent, and his suit pretty much just looks like the Captain America suit without the symbol and in black instead of blue. But this is pretty much setting him up for future movies, and for Val in future movies. But this is pretty much, he's going to be in Thunderbolts. And Walker's pretty happy about getting this chance of being U.S. agent, because he's pretty much being given another chance. As so he thinks. Who knows what route this will go for him. Because I haven't even seen the next movie that he's in yet. But he's going to be in Thunderbolts. But he's happy because he's pretty much being given another chance. In the next scene, you pretty much get to see Bucky go and visit the old man. He's finishing making amends with people. During this, Bucky tells Yori, which was the old man from earlier in the show. Pretty much Bucky tells him that he killed his son. As a Winter Soldier. He straight up tells him, he's like, I had no other choice. And it's a sad scene. It's a sad scene. But you get to see Bucky deal with the stuff that happened, and he's trying to be on good terms with this guy. He doesn't want to have that burden on his chest of, hey, I killed your son anymore, And then Sam, as the new Cap, goes and visits Isaiah Bradley. They are both happy about him being the new Captain America. Sam tells him there's something he wants to show him, aka he takes him to the Captain America Museum. And not only is there Captain America stuff, but they have given Isaiah an entire section at the museum for all the things he did. And, like saving his team and all that stuff. And Sam pretty much says the world won't forget the things you have done for the country. And, you see him in the trailers for Brave New World, which I have not seen yet because it's not out yet at the time of this. So I have not seen it. But you get to see him in that trailer. So I guess that's the next time we will see Isaiah Bradley. The show pretty much ends with everybody celebrating. You get to see everyone celebrating with Sam's family. It's kind of a heartwarming scene because it closes on Bucky and Sam smiling, and it's a good scene. Because the show that we just watched was rough. It was a good show. It was an amazing show. Just a lot of the stuff that happened in it was rough. I think this show was a solid 9 out of 10. And I really enjoyed it. I love that Sam is the new Cap, and I love his suit, and I love the fact that the wings are vibranium, and that the shield is vibranium, and he just uses them together, and it's so cool. I love that Bucky got peace for, what he did as the Winter Soldier. I also hope to see him take on the mantle of Captain America one day. Hopefully not with his death. With the death of Sam, hopefully not. I would love to still see Sam being alive. I love that you get to see Zemo throughout this show. Zemo's just a fun character throughout this show. It's nice seeing Sharon, even though she's turned out to be a bad person. But I'm excited to see where where Sam's story will lead as the new Captain America in Brave New World. The movie looks good from the trailer. I'm excited to see Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. Even though the man swears he doesn't know what a Red Hulk is. I'm excited. That was the Nerdy Watchlist Podcast, Episode 3, and the final episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think this is a 9 out of 10 show. Things may change as we go throughout more of these shows. You never know. If we do like a list or something of the shows we rated, I don't know. But I think the show was pretty dang good. So I will catch you all in the next one. Make sure to listen on Spotify. Check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Follow. Comment down below if you guys have any questions or comments about anything I said today in today's episode. But I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.